Kung Fu Driving Podcast, and I am here for a very special event, the exclusive trailer release for the new action film Jugando con Fuego from director Nicholas Ortiz, starring this lovely panel of guests that I have here tonight. I'm very excited to talk to all of you guys. Thank you all for joining the Kung Fu Driving Podcast tonight. It's great to have you, and I'm looking forward to talking with you about this film. Let me get started with oh wait, I think Hector Soria just joined the panel here, so let me welcome in. Hector, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Yourself?
Awesome. Okay, so let me just do a run through of everybody that we have here in the panel tonight. Starting with the lovely Tora Aledia. Tora, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Robert Jefferson, producer on the film. How are you, sir?
How are you?
Good. Doing well. Jose Emmanuel, former guest. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you, guys.
And you're calling in from Puerto Rico, is that right?
That's right. I am right here physically. I mean, you can't see the nice views, but yes, we're talking. I'm straight from Puerto Rico right now.
Awesome, a truly international panel tonight. And of course, Bobby Samuels. Bobby, how are you, sir?
Hey guys, how are you, man? Thanks for having us, man. Appreciate it.
It's great to have you. The star of Jugando con Fuego, by the way. And Orly Candelario, is that correct?
Yeah, Candelario.
Candelario, very nice. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. Doing well.
And Hector Soria. Hector, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man.
It's good to have you guys. Let me start off this line of questioning then with our producer, Robert Jefferson. Robert, sure. What was the pitch that caught your ear and made you want to be involved with this film? Talk to me about it.
Well, Bobby and I are always trying to do something different, and we love working with everybody that you see here on the panel. And we were just like, what could we do that we could join all our teams together? Because we've worked, two teams here, two teams there, but we've never quite all joined together as one force as we did this year in Mexico. And Bobby and I kicked around some thoughts. I came up with a loose story idea, and we kind of pitched it to the rest of these lovely folks that you see here, and they liked it. And then Nick took that thing and he just took it and just ran with it so far down the road we couldn't see where he went before he got back again. It was amazing. When we read what Nick sent back, we knew we had something. So yeah, man, that's pretty much the story of it. We just really wanted to do something awesome with people that we love to work with and that we've worked with in the past, and Jugando con Fuego.
Well, talk to me a little bit about that, because I know Bobby and I were talking a little bit before, and he said that this was a culmination of 3 or so separate teams coming together. Yep. What 3 teams are we talking about? And how did you all find that common ground to become this one team for Jugando con Fuego?
Well, I mean, we have Deviant Children, we have R4 Films, and we have Team One Take. And as I said, we've all just worked here and there in different each other's projects over the years. But it's always been like sort of, we come on for a day and we help out one guy, and, they come down and they help us out. And it's been going great. But we were like, it's gone so well in these smaller iterations. The thought was, how awesome would it be if we could get everybody together at the same time? And I'm sorry, Swashbuckler Studios. Sorry, Jose.
Oh no, I hate that.
He's another major. We wanted him with us as well. So we had to make something that was worthwhile of our time to travel the expense. And when we really sat down and started talking, and the ideas started flowing, and everybody started liking the vibe, it just did what it wanted to do. Like, when you have a project and a story idea that's as strong as this one is, it kind of takes on a life of its own. Plus, from my own personal perspective, I know that Bobby had more to give in terms of performance, and I wanted to see him, in a really tour de force acting moment. And I think you guys are really going to be impressed. I was, and I've known him most of my life. So I can't wait for you guys to see it. That's all I can really say.
Awesome, and hold that thought. Let me go to Bobby himself. And Bobby, what do you think about that? A tour de force moment for you here in Jugando con Fuego? Is that fair?
Yeah, that's very fair. I'm happy and honored that we like Jefferson said, we had an idea. Nick just took it to a whole nother level. But the part that really got me was that they actually believed, and like we all, we hit the investors, Mark Wiley, Oso Tiari Cassell, we pitched the ideas, they loved it. We shot it in Mexico. Like we left our comfort zones and we went to another country to do this film, And there's a film years ago that always inspired me. It was Denzel Washington's Man on Fire. And I really liked that. And I felt like one day I'd like to kind of do something like that, because Scott brothers are some of my favorite directors, and just the visual palettes that they offered with their films, it really captured me. So, I've worked with Orlando and Hector for many years. We won a lot of awards, and I'm just so happy that they believed in the project. And we took a good 3 to 5 months in pre-production, and this was all of our biggest project yet, and I was just happy that everyone kind of joined with the challenge. Our cast and talent in Mexico, Tora, Roxy, Miguel. It's just so many people down there. Our producers in Mexico as well, the Santi brothers.
Yes.
It was just a great thing. I think everyone's going to be pleased, really, because it's like I say, it's a different thing. My background is Hong Kong, with Sammo Hung. So this was kind of Orlando and Hector, the action directors. They wanted to take me in a different direction, action-wise, than what I normally am. So I think everybody will be pleased. We didn't totally vacate the Hong Kong roots, but what we have here, I think, is something that I think the audience will enjoy.
Perfect, and great timing too, because I believe Nick Ortiz just joined us. Nicholas, are you there? So-
yes, our illustrious director.
Oh, nope, I think he just cut out.
Oh man,
It's
All
saying
right,
2 minutes for him.
No worries. We'll get him back on. I did see him jump on there. So let me go quickly to Orlando and Hector, because you're some of the teams that joined in on this. Orlando, a bunch of teams come together to make this film. At any point did you have any hesitation reading the script or talking with these guys about jumping in and making this happen?
None. Not with these guys. None. I right away, the moment that they presented the idea, and they were like, oh, like Man on Fire, I was like, let's go. And I was right away. I had the confidence with, since I've worked with them already in so many different projects, and me and Hector been working together for a long time now. And then we have a good dynamic, kind of like family wise. And then when we work with all of them in other projects, it was just like this sudden click. And for years, my thought was like, can you just imagine if we all just did something together? And then when they all came together, we're like, yo, listen, with this project idea, I didn't even hesitate. I was like, yes, let's go. Let's go all the way in. And from there, it was like something, I don't know. It just grew from one to the next, and it was just so perfect. It was like the missing puzzle. And the moment we connected and started the pre-production, it was beautiful. It was just, there's no complaints, no nothing whatsoever. It was like family. Like we can talk things out and then we have these ideas. And then Nick, when he brought it, well, this is what we're gonna do. We were all like, yeah. And then when Robert was like, oh, how about doing this and that? And we're like, yeah. And then with Jefferson adding his own thing, it was like, oh, I could see this happening. Yes. It was so flawless. It flowed really well. And from day one, the moment that I worked with everybody from the first project, I was with every single one of them and in their own individuals and in our own individuals. It was such a thing that I was like, wow, this would be perfect. Like we would actually do something crazy. And sure enough, I guess it happened. We had the chance.
Awesome. Now, speaking of the missing piece of the puzzle, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I was happy when I got a call from Hector saying, hey, look, I got Jose Manuel. I was like, what? The man from Catman 2? Let's do it, man. Let's do it. I've always wanted to work with him on screen, so this is great.
And let me just interject
that, really.
Yo, like the beautiful thing about it is that once we all got down there, it became more than just a filmmaking thing. It was just a bonding trip where we just really enjoyed, creating together. Like it was just, there was never any tension. It was just we had a blast, and we can't wait to do it another one. Really, you know what I mean?
Awesome. And I was saying the missing piece of the puzzle. Nicholas Ortiz has joined us. Nicholas, can you hear everybody?
I can hear everyone. Can everyone see me? Have I made it?
You made it. No worries, sir. No worries. Welcome. It's good to speak with you.
Mm-hmm.
Stand by, because I do have a question for you, but I want to go to Hector Soria right now and ask him about his involvement with the film as well. Hector, we just talked with Orlando about combining the teams here. What about you? Were you ready to jump in the moment they said, "Hey, we want you involved"?
It was I think it was, with the action, as like I've done enough action and all different type of styles, and to be able to have R4 Films, Deviant Children, Team One Take, Swashbuckling Studios with Jose, and have Jose be a part of the project as well, and everybody either worked together before or work together now. It was, the chemistry was just there. This was something that was going to happen regardless, this year, next year, whatever. It was going to happen. I guess the planets aligned, and it's a good thing. With the action, we decided to definitely go a different route that we usually don't or have done yet. But I think everybody's going to be very impressed and happy of what we did while we were there at a short time, of course. The project was done really short. It seems like 2 weeks we did this project. It's I think everybody's gonna be happy with it. I think everybody was happy with the work that we did over there, and just can't wait to everybody actually sees the project.
All right. Well, speaking of seeing it, we're going to see that in a little bit. I want to get to our director, Nicholas Ortiz, and then talk to our cast members as well. We do not want to forget them, of course. Nicholas, is this your first feature film directorial debut?
It is not, actually.
Okay.
It is not. My very first feature film was a slasher film that I made way back in 2009 called Siodmak, which is still on my YouTube channel that you can watch it.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, then with regards to this film, why an action film? Why not a safe rom-com with less effects and less stunt work and less craziness?
I actually have a hard time filming stuff with dialogue. It's easier for me to film stuff where people are dying and getting the shit kicked out of them. So that's like, if you give me a dialogue scene, I'm literally in the background like, oh, just get me over with, please. But if there's people punching each other, I'm all like, yes, more.
Excellent. And we're here for it for sure. Jose, let me go to you then. You've been on the show before. We've talked about action.
Yeah.
What was it about the action here that made you want to be involved with this film?
Well, actually, I mean, it was more than the action. It was the fact that these guys were involved and they invited me over, and I was thrilled. I mean, Hector has been helping me a lot in my recent years. Every time he does something, he just tries to find a way to make me a part of it. And when he said that we were going to Tijuana and we were going to do this action thing with Bobby and with Jeff and with Nick and with Orly, I was like, hey, please just take me out of the island, man. I want to be with you guys. There's no community in Puerto Rico. So every time a person gives me a chance, especially people like Bobby, who's, I've seen since I was, I mean, I'm not that young, but I've seen since I was a kid. And down, so you would think that these Hong Kong guys would live in a different dimension, you know, before the internet. You would never think that at some point you were going to meet them. But thanks to you know, the festivals and the moments that we've had the opportunity to bond and connect, I realized that they are not only great talent, they're also great human beings. So I wasn't going to say no. There wasn't any way.
That's awesome. Tora, how about you? You've worked with Bobby Samuels before. Did you have any reservations at all when you were given this script to work with, or were you like, yeah, you know what, this is good, and I'm going to be involved in this?
When Bobby Samuels invited me to this project, I was a little hesitant after seeing who was part of the project because I didn't know them personally.
Mm-hmm.
And so I saw their Facebooks and they looked scary. And I was like, but it was Bobby Samuels, so I'm just like, I trust him to work with not scary, well, not trash people. So, so when I actually met everyone, I was so happy that everyone was so genuine and not only serious about their work, but really educated and inspiring. So I did judge the book by its cover, but I was gladly proven wrong when I actually got on set.
We love you. Thank you so much.
It's all the bald heads, right? It's
Yep.
like these guys have no hair. And it's just like people without hair are always scary people. we're way more fierce looking than we are in real life. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Nick, how fully formed was the story in your head when you brought it to screen?
It was pretty well formed. We spent about the first 4 or 5 months just working on the script and making sure that it was in a place that everyone agreed was a good place to make a project like this. So, you know, when we started talking about this in January, February.
Like that.
Yeah, January.
And, you know, it was just, you know, and then after that was just meeting after meeting. And then once we had the story, you know, Jefferson pitched the idea and I latched onto it.
And murked it.
That I did. Yeah, so we, you know, I, you know, wrote a script out, you know, tried to like really kind of give it the due diligence. And so by the time we reached Tijuana, we were already really there. We knew exactly what kind of movie we were making. So everyone was always on the same page from the very beginning.
Awesome. Robert, how confident were you that Nicholas was going to be able to bring this to the screen and do it justice?
Oh, I mean, 100%. Like, we're all perfectionists. That's the weird thing about how well this worked, is that every one of us that you're looking at on the screen is a perfectionist in our craft. So for me, like, I write all the stuff for R4, and so a lot of my story stuff is very close to the vest. But I've seen Nick's work. I've seen Black Betty, and I've seen some of his other stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, absolutely. It's not generally what I'm comfortable doing, but I was comfortable because I know what his work ethic is like. I know, you know, we're both NYU guys, and I don't know. I can't tell you specifically what it was about the vibe, but it was a vibe. And I'm like, yeah, I knew what, once we had our first conversation, especially about it, once the story got out there, we talked about it, that like he had it. He knew exactly what to do. And what I love is when someone takes a story concept and does something with it that I never even thought about, even just, you know, just coming up with a basis for a story. And Nick took it to other dimensions. And when it came back, I'm reading it and I'm saying to Bobby, I'm like, I had to send it over to him. I'm like, yeah, you have to read this, because he hit all the notes and then just took it from there. And I was just like, whoa, I was blown away, like at every moment. And like Nick said, we had lots of meetings. We were on Zoom so much that by the time we got to Mexico, it was just like an extension of, hey, I just saw you yesterday on the Zoom meeting. What's up, guys? Brothers, and we were just, you know, we were just there.
I think the weird thing for us was seeing everybody from the chest down for the first time.
Right.
You have legs. You're not a tiny little screen on my monitor.
I want to also, we got to also thank the like our cast in Mexico. They were brilliant. I mean, when you see the performances, especially from Armando and Roxalinda and Salvador, I mean,
Tora.
Just powerful performances, and of course, my niece Tora.
Cachetone.
You will really enjoy this.
Oh, the OG.
Wait, Angel Brophy. Let's talk about Angel Brophy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Angel. Oh my God.
You guys are gonna love. There's a scene in the bathroom that we let Angel just go crazy on, and y'all not ready.
No spoilers. No spoilers. Let's not spoil anything. Speaking of which, we're going to debut the trailer in just a little bit, but I want to go to Bobby Samuels, and then warn all your audience, your fans now. We're gonna do the trailer after I talk to Bobby Samuels here about something. So, Bobby,
yes.
A lot of trust obviously goes into putting you in the lead here. You got the script. You're talking with Nicholas about it. You're confident that he's going to be able to bring it to the screen. What was the dynamic between you and he like about bringing your character to life for this story?
So Orlando told me a while ago about Nick, and then I met Nick several times at the HBO Urban Action Showcase, and just the vibe was really in tune. Like his filmic sense was what I enjoyed. The directors that he's worked that he enjoys, I enjoy. So it was just about finding the right project, and just I've co-starred for 30 years in many films. Never actually had the chance to actually be the lead. So I knew that for this first time, it had to be right, and just talking with Nick, and after I read his script, I was just like, yo, it's a no-brainer. It's Antoine Fuqua and Denzel, and now it's Nick and Bobby, so I'm saying? So, but I was just pleased and honored, I'm just amazed at the work that he did, the ideas, the director, because I'm a director in my own right, and let me speak about that real quick, and then we'll end it and move on. You have so many different film groups which have different film ethics. I'll just label it as that, and different work ethics and things of that nature. For everybody to gel so well, I just felt like we really hit it off, and like we have a winning formula. And again, everybody, there was no egos here. Everybody is a professional, and they enjoyed the filmic process and just creating the magic. And we all wanted to come out of our comfort zone. That's the key. We wanted to take our filmmaking to another level. So for 2022, I think Jugando con Fuego, we're trying to set the tone of where we think the game should go. Shout out to all our other independent film groups, that we work with. We love them. We'll always work with them. But we decided to kind of take it another notch up. So we hope you enjoy it.
Awesome. All right. Speaking of taking it a notch up, let's do the trailer. You guys ready to take a look at it?
Yeah.
I've seen it 1,000 times. I'm good.
All right. So everybody in the audience, then we're going to drop this trailer now for you.
Do you know where he is? Do you know where Tony Lobo is?
Woo!
Do you know?
Pretty nice. Pretty nice.
My work here is done. I'm out, guys. Good night.
Well done. Well done.
It's a gritty ride. Trust me, it's a gritty ride.
We're gonna play that again one more time before the night's over. So everybody that missed that, stand by. We will have it again. I want to get to the cast though, and talk to them a little bit. Tora, tell me a little bit about your character.
My character's name is Chingona, and she's a silent character, but she has a very aggressive demeanor. The opposite of Guapo. Just very cutthroat.
Nice.
Tora
And
plays it
Guapo,
well too.
where's Guapo there?
Here.
Jose, without giving any spoilers, tell me about your character.
I remember being at the room with the guys trying to develop something, because we're like, well, how are we gonna make this character? So we did something with my hair. We put some vest on. We did some different things and decided to make it look like more flamboyant, like a matador. And I went with it. It was something I felt free because a lot of my nature, is very. It's like that. So usually in the past, I play characters that are silent, and I like those as well because it's part of my sensibility. But this character let me like just be free, just do whatever. And Nick was very like, yeah, just go for it, and I had fun because of that. So I had a blast doing it really, and playing a bad guy and fighting Bobby. That was very cool. I mean, I followed the guy forever, and then I mean, you meet them, and you're like, oh, there's these great people. You never really get to assimilate the fact that eventually, they're also fighting them, and it's just cool, man. You just feel part of something, and it's very meaningful for me in many ways.
Nick,
Yes.
he said that that you guys kind of just let him roll. Is that how the directing went on this? Was it a matter of putting the right people together and saying, do what you guys do, or did you have a tighter hand on things? How did it work?
When it comes to the action direction, obviously I put my full trust into what Hector and Orlando and Jose and Bobby all kind of are able to bring to the game because they have that background. So my job as a director is to not get in their way. It's to more just kind of make sure that they're keeping with the tone of the project, whatever the tone may be. Now, in this instance, for this particular project, it was a much more kind of stripped down. It was not hung style. It was kind of a gritty, more in your face kind of style. So I was really just overseeing the directives and then just letting these guys loose.
All right, then that's a good segue to you, Orly and Hector. The action that we saw here, just in the trailer, we got some gunplay, some knife work. Obviously, there's some hand-to-hand combat going on. What was the directive for you guys when you designed the action for the film?
I guess I'll start, Hector. Basically, when we took it, you always like me and Hector is like a kid in a candy store, right? So while they were planning it, I was in the side with Hector, bro. We could do this, and he's like, yo, how about that? And it just went from there. It just went nuts. Then when we were in person and we came up with these ideas and stuff like that, it flowed where Hector had these ideas. And I was like, let's go with it. And I made sure that it fit the tone, and then it worked much better. And then sometimes if we have to change a thing according to how it looked, well, I will add in a few cents. And then if they liked it, we kept it. If they didn't, then we just moved on. And Bobby will put in his experience and stuff, so that helped a lot also. And then we also added Jose to help out with the action because it has this beautiful a way of seeing things with color and the sound. Like when you do an action, like hey, there's a beat here, like pop pop pop. And me and Hector, when we've been doing this for years, a lot of times we don't use our eyes much in the action. That's where we can pull off fast moves and the timing. We tend to use a lot of the hearing, the sounds, and then what we do while we're flowing. And it's like a dance, you listen to it and you let your body flow through it with a direction, So between, me and Hector adding everybody else to help us out, we just came up with something crazy. And then it's crazy, I'm usually the geeky guy, like, oh my God, yes. And Hector's like more reserved, like, And if it's good, he's like, yeah. And then, if it's bad, he'll tell me. If it's bad, he's like, no, straight up, no. So during using all that, it was more like I'm like, oh, well, we could do this, and then he's planning with the ideas. Oh, we could do that. I'm like, oh my God, and it just went from one to the next. when we didn't like something, we all kept our minds open. Like we're okay, why? And what happened was that it created something better. It's like, oh, you're right. And then all of a sudden we switched it, you know, and it was like so flawless, and it helped out that we let everybody have their input, you know, and it helped us out a lot. And then it created, because we all have the same goal. We wanted to be very badass, you know, and very. Me and Hector always trying to push that envelope. When people are like, "Oh, we can do this," we're like, "Nah, we could do more." And then, you know, this was the first time that Nick, you know, Nick, we were in charge, like, you know, with Nick being the head, and then for a long time we're always like, you know, there's somebody else and stuff, and we respect and we do what they want. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time that not only is our vision, it is where we would let loose.
Yeah.
They were like, and then Hector being the bad guy, the main bad guy, was so wonderful, because it was like, bro, let loose like an animal. And sure enough, it was. I can't say no more, but it's something that it will drop people's jaw when they see it, and it's
awesome.
That's all I'm going to say with that, because I'll let the action speak.
Hector, it's a good segue to you. Talk to me about that. How many moments were there during the action design of this film? And I guess they Orly let it out that you're the bad guy here. So what did you bring to the bad guy?
I think the hardest thing is that I really wanted to make sure that whoever was doing action showed the best that they can do for the film. You know, really showed their skill set, not just come up with something that they couldn't perform or anything like that. We really wanted to make sure that we show their abilities and put their abilities to the test. And of course, I've worked with Bobby before, and of course, the rest of Deviant Children and Jose and all that. So I kind of know their tone of how they move. So knowing that and knowing the tempo and the beats of how they move, I was like, oh, let's choreograph this type of beat, this type of style, and it set a really good tone for the film. You know, there are parts where, you know, I would do something and Orlando will take it and be like, hey, that's great. But how can we make that more gritty, a little bit more rougher, and it would work out. You know, it would work out. You know, but I think overall, I think everybody's gonna enjoy the full project, the full film. Definitely gonna see something that something new that I guess we haven't really done before. So it's gonna definitely open up the eyes of people who are like, wow, these guys can really, you know, can really do this stuff, can really do this action. And since we've all been independent filmmakers for so long, and really stepping the bounds to doing real feature films, real television shows, especially with 2022 coming up, and working on multiple other projects and stuff like that, and coming up with new projects, you know, we really want to show people that you know, it's not all about YouTube anymore. It's like we're trying to be out there and not just be independent, really get into being able to take super bigger projects, you know, DC, Marvel, Dark Horse. I mean, you know, TV shows, whatever. It's like, but know that we can back up what we say in the action. And as Orlando already put it out there, me being playing the bad guy, which is kind of crazy, because it kind of like it's, oh, hey Hector, hey Nick, what's going on? Oh, by the way, you're gonna play the bad guy. 3 weeks after we're about to leave, I get them reading this script, and I'm like, oh my god, this thing is in English, and I gotta speak Spanish. Oh Jesus!
I think
like
you having dialogue was harder for you than the action stuff.
It's but I think honestly, for me, I think the thing that I think I'm gonna enjoy the most is actually the acting, because I can do a little acting, but I'm more of an action person. But I think the acting is what I feel it's gonna feel good to me if I portrayed the acting of that character exactly how we envisioned it, and it reads like that. And when people watch it and they're like, oh man, I could see him playing that, and the character was really, what I wanted to do with the character was really base it on a little bit of Sammo Hung from SBO, because as people know, I'm a super big fan of Sammo, and of course of Bobby. I kind of consider myself like the Latin Sammo Hung, man, because I'm a big guy. So it's but I put the character towards Sammo and Don Lee, who's like another Korean super guy who's on the Eternals now. Plays Gilgamesh. But like if you've seen a lot of the Korean films action that he does, and of course Sammo style, it's like that's kind of like what I wanted to do with the character, put them together and come up with his own character based on that. But I think a lot of people are gonna be, wait, is that him? Oh, okay, he can act too. Okay.
Yes, he can.
Yeah, we need to hire that guy some more.
You were quite
but it was really cool. It was really cool to have everyone really put their passion into this project. Which is a good word because you need to have passion and to be collaborative with people who are about the passion, who are about the project, and want to make the project really successful, as well as ourselves, and even moving forward. You move 2 steps, look back, bring your friend up, and you keep moving. And I think this project will show that. I think it really will show that.
Speaking about that whole collaborative environment that you guys are talking about here, one of the things that I always find when I talk to choreographers and action designers, if the stuff that they're doing doesn't clashes in any way with what the director is trying to do, or if the director doesn't see what the action designers are trying to put forth, and for whatever reason it doesn't mesh, if in editing that message gets lost, that can be kind of disastrous for the film's narrative, right? But here it sounds like you guys have found a way to work hand in glove with the action team and the story team to make sure that not only is the action kick-ass, but it's being performed by the right people, and you're still able to continue that narrative and keep it going. Robert, would that be accurate? Are all the right pieces in place to make this the real deal?
Absolutely. As we keep saying, and I know it sounds like that kind of what can I say, like lip service almost that you hear in all these movies, but we didn't have that moment because when we got to set, like just for example, you're talking about we talked about the rhythm aspect of it. What surprised me is, I'm also an editor, so when I edit stuff, it's always about rhythm. So then when I got on set with these guys and everybody was saying things about, rhythm, it's got to be like this. Jose has these moments where he's like, no, the fight should go ba ba ba, and then and it has this thing where then once he explains it, I know it sounds very abstract, like saying it that way, but the rest of the guys on the panel here know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. He put that out there, and it was just like, yeah, okay, we get it. Over here we have another moment where we're trying to figure out how to get something done, and maybe I'll throw in 2 cents, or Orly will be like, yeah, that's good, but what if we did it like this? And then Nick's like, yeah. And then he takes it kind of silently and shoots a thing, and you're like, that exactly, yes. There were moments when I'm in the room with Nick and I'm trying not to be in his way, and he's shooting something, and I'm like, yeah, I wish he would move the cap. Oh, he's already doing it. We haven't spoken. We haven't said a word. I don't know how that happened, other than it just was meant to have happened. So, yeah, no, we really didn't. There really wasn't a great deal of concern about how the pieces were going to fit together, because pieces were just fitting together of their own accord throughout the entire production, which doesn't often happen. You know what I mean?
It never happens. Come on. It never happens.
It never happens. But it did this time.
Nick, let me go to you then. Sorry, let me get this in real quickly. Was there ever a worry in your mind about there being too many cooks in this kitchen?
No, because I'm like Gordon Ramsay, and I get very loud. Very quickly. No, you know what it is? What it really is, what a lot of people kind of mistake in the art of filmmaking, and it is very much a collaborative process. We're all leaning on each other to get this project done. We all need each other to get this project done. It's like, yes, I'm the director, but I need the support system that is R4, that is Team One Take, that is Deviant Children, that that all that. I need that support in order to get this done, and that support also needs me as well to kind of see the scope of the project as a whole and make sure that it makes it to the very end of its journey. And that spirit of collaboration, we were all on the same page of that. We're like, listen, we're here to work with each other. We're not, it's like, I am the director. Ultimately, when you see the movie, it's going to say directed by Nicholas Ortiz, but it really was thanks to the support system, that was provided to, by my guys here, R4 in Philly, our crew, our lovely crew down in Tijuana. We need that. It is a collaborative effort, ultimately, and so that I think that's something that a lot of people kind of when they think of movies and they see directors, they were just like, wow, yeah, that guy's a really good director. It's like that guy's only a really good director because he's working with some of the best people. Yeah, better people. Like the way you get really good at something is to surround yourself with people who are better at it than you are.
Bobby, having been on the directorial side of things, does this all gel for you? Is this how it worked?
Yeah, listen, the part that really gels for me is the fact that, like, I love Tijuana. It's a beautiful place. The people are warm and wonderful. And just wanting to capture the country in a beautiful light and present it visually, so that people can appreciate it. And people say, that's a bad part of Mexico. No, it's one of the most loveliest places I've ever been. Tijuana, Ensenada, Rosarita, we were filming all over the place. It's just a wonderful place. But I will say this, I've done a lot of movies. I've been doing this for 30 years almost. But this film, physically, it was probably the toughest that I've ever been involved. I mean, I have flashbacks of like the early days of Hong Kong on this film, like real flashbacks. To the point where fighting Hector kind of scared me because I thought I was actually fighting my Sifu, Samo. Yeah, it's a little weird there, but you know what I'm saying? It just physically though, this, I hope everyone appreciates the performance because I gave it all. That's all I can say, and I'm glad awesome. Nick, gave me great dialogue and I was able to really develop the character. And I just hope that that people appreciate it and maybe want to see this character come to life again. So,
that bodes well. That bodes well. That's great. Jose, talk to me then about that physicality. Was this really as hard as Bobby made it out to be? You're no stranger to action on screen and great looking martial arts action. So what are you talking about here with in terms of this physicality?
It's always hard, man. And it's getting harder with age. People say I'm not that young. I mean, I'm 33. I'm 33 now, so it's a little bit of pain. But I'll tell you something, and Hector is a witness on this. When I'm filming, I love it so much, I forget it. I'm not paying attention to what hurts or whatever. It's just I'm focused on whatever we are doing, and it just if we have a shot and it's not good, I'm like, I did right. So it's all about what I see in the camera. It's all about having that shot and Nick calling it out and say, I got it. So after that, then I'm like, oh, I can't anymore, but I need that reassurance. I mean, I can't stop until I have that. So, and that's something that just comes out of passion. I train and I'm a decent acrobat, I'm a decent martial artist, but it's more the passion that I have for the film arts that really makes myself push even at some points in which I think that I cannot. I just do it regardless because I want to get the shot. So it's just, I'm really in love with film, and that's what gets me going and doing another shot. So it was tough, but I'm there with Bobby, I'm having fun already. Yeah. So of course I'm tired, but I'm like, this is awesome. When I finish, the whole thing is done, then I'm like, oh, I need a break. I want to go and I just want to sleep. And you can ask Hector. Then the rest of the time I just want to sleep. It's great, man. It's great. I mean, it's a passion, and this guy shared the same passion. So it's great. It's a great combination of things, and you just want to do it. You don't think about it.
Awesome.
And listen,
sorry. Go ahead.
I was about to say that. Don't leave Tor out.
Yep. No, I'm gonna go to Tora now. Tora, did you get to mix it up as well in terms of physicality on the film?
Physically wise, it was something very new and super exciting. How do I? It was like an adrenaline rush, of course, every time I learned something new, and then everyone was so knowledgeable about everything. And so not only was it an adrenaline rush, it was safe, it was learning something new, and physically doing physically new things will, of course, be a little uh, challenging, but
Sure.
it never gave me any task that really made me question if I'm capable. They adjusted things, and it was just really cool. I don't know.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure. Speaking of your character, every actor brings a little bit of themselves into the roles that they play. Was there anything that you were able to bring to your character to make it more real for you?
Um, I was
No
really
spoilers.
neat. In middle school, I had like the deadpan face and everything, and I was able to bring back some feelings um, of kind of that aggression. I don't have it anymore, but I was able to bring those feelings back to that character. And so some of the scenes I'd say, or where it really focuses on, can I can I say?
No,
Say what?
careful,
Say
careful.
what?
I'd say to properly portray this character, I looked at different emotions I had growing up for different scenarios, and I placed certain people's faces from my personal life onto the other actors to be able to portray what I needed to in that scene.
Cool. No, that's great. That's great. Jose, what about you? Did you bring anything of your personality to your character? The stills that I've seen of your character, you got that kind of slick kind of look to yourself. You're flashing that knife work. So tell me, are you a badass knife fighter in real life every day?
No, man, far from it. But I was happy that Nick saw that in me, and he was the one that wanted me to play it like that. I was focused more on trying to. I'm taking this approach on acting, in which it's all about the timing. So I've been practicing this during this project because it gave me the space to do it, but within the boundaries of what Nick wanted. Always trying to edit how much I move my eyes or how much I do something or enough of that. Do something different. You already said that when you look this way, you don't have to do it again. So it was like trying to practice that because it's something that I'm really passionate about, and I'm getting to know it. It's kind of like new to me. I've been like trying to do this like a year and a half now. I really kind of like felt that I was onto something, and that got me very excited. And actually, sometimes, depending on which moment in your life you are, and you're trying to find that juice again. You want to find that passion for acting again, and learning new things and doing new things always gets me excited. So this character helped me, develop some of that and play something different. Some a bad guy, knife fighter. I'm really afraid of knives. I'm afraid of blades. I'm serious,
Don't
man.
give away
I'm
the
like,
mystery. Don't blow that for us.
nah, no. I mean, I want to play it real. I'm a very vulnerable guy, and I know the guys, they know this already. So really, man, I mean, I get excited with the choreography. I get excited with the timing. I get it when I can make believe that I know how to do something. But the fact that we can, sometimes readjust or play to the camera, that's what really makes me look like I know a thing or two about a thing or two. I have some skill, obviously. I do have some skill. I mean, I will say that, but it's just another thing. It's more like playing with the camera and that's what really gets me excited. I mean, I had my background, you know, in Taekwondo or acrobatics or whatever you want to call it, but I really don't dwell on my martial art abilities anymore. I just take whatever I've learned in my life, whatever skill I have, and if I can use it, I will use it. You know, if I know how to kick like this, I'll do it. If I need to learn something new, I'll try it. You know, and I stop like putting myself in a box. You just, you know, open that box and do whatever. You know, just be creative.
Awesome, awesome. Bobby, what about you? You've got the skills, obviously. You've worked in Hong Kong. You've worked with some of the best. What did you bring to make your character really feel alive and real for this film?
So I usually have like a certain look. You're doing the Hong Kong movie. Samuel used to have my hair cut all weird and different things. So your character is so important. Your character, unique character. So he was right, because they still talk about those hairstyles. So they're blessed. Now it's different, you know. But you know, Nick wanted me to play the role like I've never played anything else, and you know, I had to grow a beard. For one, you know, I don't usually grow a beard, you know, so this was a first for me. But again, I wanted to attack the character with 30 years of experience, basically, and bring everything to the game that I've learned from different people across my acting career. You know, I recently had an opportunity to work with like Keith David and things like that. I just draw from so many people. But you know, Nick is like a really good director, and he gives good direction, and like, and sometimes, you know, I couldn't flesh out where the character was going, but he kind of just like realigned me and got me right where I needed to be, you know. Yeah, it's loosely based on Man on Fire / whatever, you know. However, you know, we don't want to be what's known as, you know, just remake masters or repetitive type filmmaking. So it could be loosely looked that way, but it's an original concept, and I think people will appreciate the originality about what we attempted to do. Again, working with Jose, Tora, you know, I had a chance to work with Tora in El Hombre de Tijuana, the man from Tijuana, and she did really well in this. When I showed her, she auditioned her photos to Nick, and Nick really liked her look, and so we casted her. Hector, man, working with Hector and Orly. Orly is, the way he comes up with this action, it's just crazy, man. So, but just, yeah. And of course, my producing partner, Robert Jefferson, that goes without saying, 30 years in the game.
Awesome, awesome.
And Jose Manuel, finally. How many years
I love you all.
Working
I
together,
love you. I can't even believe it. We have to fight again.
Yeah, man.
I was thrilled. I still look back at some of this experience.
Special.
Yeah. I still look back to some of this experience, and I'm like, did this really happen? You know, there was one day, the rap party day, I think it was, you know, we opened up and we talked about the experience. All of us, you know, we had that moment, and you have that moment in which you feel that something is coming full circle, man. It's really, really special. And you're there, you know, this beautiful place, beautiful people, and you have a moment to look at it and just say, wow, this is something good. So, you know, that's what really, you know, I take from these experiences at the very end, you know, that those moments.
Yeah. And just really, not to cut you off, really special thank you to our producers in Mexico, the Santi James and Jason Santi, our lead stunt guys down there, Cacheton, Mikey Simon, just so many people, you know, that came to help us pull this together. Our American producers, Mark Wiley, Thierry Cassell. I mean, thank you all so much, you know, for believing in us and helping us try to change the game, basically. So I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, we're going to look at the trailer one more time because it's awesome, and I want to make sure that everybody gets to see it. So stand by. We're going to put this trailer up on the screen again. Here you go. Here's the trailer.
Do you know where he is? Do you know where Tony Lobo is?
That's pretty badass, guys. That's pretty badass.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Awesome. I can't believe we've been talking for almost an hour now. We still have a little bit to go, but Nick, I want to ask you. Indie filmmaking comes with its own set of challenges. Did everything that you wanted to get into this film make it into this cut?
Did everything that I wanted make it into the cut? Oh, that's a tough question to ask because it's like it's one thing to talk about it, and then it's another thing to try and execute it. You know, changes to how we shoot things, how we cover things, and stuff like that happen on a day-to-day basis. So I think if anything, it was just like, is the movie slightly different than I had originally kind of thought it was going to be? A little bit, but is the film itself a true representation of the kind of work that I wanted to do with these guys? Absolutely.
Cool, very cool. All right, then let's start to wrap it up. Let me find out what you guys have next on your plates. Tora, what do you have going on?
Right now, I'm just studying about acting, screenwriting, that kind of thing.
Awesome. Are you planning to get involved in more action now that you've gotten a taste of it?
Yes, absolutely. The first time I was shown it, I just knew I had to do it again. The second time I was involved in a project, I was like, this is what I'm meant to do.
Nice. Very cool.
And she'll be working with us again.
Yep.
Very shortly.
Very cool. Robert Jefferson, what about you, sir? What do you have going on?
Well, our next project is a follow-up to last year's Shadow Fist. We're doing Shadow Fist 2. So many people saw Shadow Fist 1 and was like, that it was like a 6-minute film, and people were like, what? That's it? We want more. So more. It's coming in 2022.
Well, you know what? We happen to have a trailer for Shadow Fist 2. You want to see it?
Oh my goodness!
Stand by. Let's check this trailer out.
All right.
Awesome.
No
Heavy shades
dancing.
of Kung Fu
You're the
Theater
axe
there.
man.
Saturday
You're supposed to
afternoons
dance.
at
There
3
you
o'clock.
go. Taking it back old school.
Some.
Awesome. Very, very cool.
Thank
All right. Good luck with that. That looks amazing. Jose, talk to me. What do you have going on, sir?
I'm working overtime, man. I'm trying to bring this project called Body Gang, Land of the Brave. It is on the action adventure spectrum of the action genre. I'm trying to develop this character called Joan, who is he is the descendant of the Taino tribe, and he happens to be a treasure hunter of the Puerto Rican relics. And he's starting having these visions and remembering his identity, and it goes back to a really personal thing that is happening here in the island. The Puerto Ricans, you know, we have a mix of a lot of things, and sometimes what we are, it doesn't reach the surface. So, you know, doing a little research, trying to go back to my roots and just try to have that as my backdrop, and the foreground, obviously, you know, action adventure and some cool fighting.
Some cool fighting, yeah, and it's nice that you're gonna be able to delve into the Puerto Rican heritage there a little bit. So that must be cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Very cool. the thing is that some of these projects, when you develop, in my case, you always try to deliver from your imagination. But I also tried, to do a little bit of research and just try to have a backdrop, more of a historical backdrop, so that people from, when we export the product, and people from overseas and watch it, they can understand a little bit from where I come from and what stimulates my art, right? So it's a little bit more honest and in that sense, but it's honest in all of the senses, because obviously I love action as well. I love it with all my heart. So it's like my land and the action, trying to blend them together.
Yeah.
For the first time, I'm trying.
Well, that's great. What's the overall concept for Boriken? Is it like an adventure, a treasure hunt? Are we talking about Indiana Jones type thing?
Yes, it is on the Armor of God, Indiana Jones, Uncharted kind of blend, but the character is it's like a native descendant, and that's why the long hair, and he has some mannerisms going on that I've been developing for the character. That's something that I really took a lot of time to think about, and trying to make it very like kind of like a savage in a way, like you don't know where he's coming from. But with comedy as well. It is. I'm trying to do like a PG-13ish kind of film, so that anybody, any family, they can enjoy it, and yeah, just that.
Well, we happen to have a teaser there as well. You want to take a look at it?
What? Yes, please go.
Stand by. Here we go for Boriken.
Thank you.
El jefe llamó. ¿Quién tiene el cassette? Joan.
Tú le tienes miedo a Joan.
Ahora sí, se acabó tu vuelo. Guaraguao.
Joan, ¿estás bien? Otra visión.
Dope.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool. When can we look forward to? When can we see that coming out?
Well, here's the thing. I am really pushing for this thing to become a feature film. So I already have the short film ready, but we are, we're working hard and meeting a lot of people right now. Every day is a different story, is a new try, but I think we're onto something. And I'll see exactly what is going to happen in the project, probably, by the end of the year. But I'm not going down without a fight, man. I really want to make this a feature, so I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna really push it. I already have a script. I already have it penned, so it's just one go. And I have people interested, and we're working all together hard right now to make it happen. So we'll see. Some days it's a little bit frustrating. Other days are a little bit more hopeful. But we definitely want to make this. We really want to make this. There's a lot of context in the Puerto Rican film industry right now that also motivates me to do something like this, and just to give every strength that I have into making it. Yes, there's a lot of motivation in me and other agents to make this happen. So we'll see. Right, you never know, but I won't go down without a fight. So I will try my best to do it.
Awesome. I'm fan of your work, so I hope that works out for you. That's great.
Thank you.
Orly, talk to me. What do you have going on?
After this trip, we basically got bit by a bug, the writing bug. So I'm going to say we set the bar for this one here, right? Let's say average is here. We're like, no, let's go for this. And then I came back. I was like, I have 3 different ones that I started writing. One of them, I presented it to Nick. I haven't showed Robert yet, but now he's going to hear about it. Hey, Robert. But neither of the Roberts know it yet because I wanted it to be a surprise. Still wanted it to be a surprise.
Yes.
In a couple weeks, they're about to find out and be like, "What?" and then have a mind blown situation.
Awesome.
When I showed it to Nick, Nick was like, "What?" And I showed it to Hector. Also, they were like, "Oh my God, yes!" So
Yeah.
it's definitely gonna raise the bar so freaking high that and I'm capitalizing on story making. I don't want to just like, oh, action only. It's like story is gonna be a good one too. It's gonna be a very good one. And when I'm pretty sure that as soon as the public hears about it, they're gonna blow their minds. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But
awesome.
There's definitely 2022 is definitely an ambitious year, and so what we're doing is planning, and then obviously the rest of the team is gonna, Jose and the Roberts, they're about to find out in a couple of weeks. So when we presented like, hey, and then they're like, ah, and everybody gets, we're gonna have the same science and magic that happened with this one, except times 10. And it's definitely promising. We had conversations in our off times about things, future projects and stuff like that. And again, it was so there's no reason to say no. It was like yes. And so awesome. I got bit by the bug and I just been doing that, and then I guess, I do stunts in the side also. I'm, sure. My thing. And then but this, our own personal, very, very crazy ambition to, and it's going to happen. So I don't do that. Maybe I don't do maybes. I do. It's going to. I'm very patient, as the guys know me. I say, oh, it could be done. It will be. I'm very much like Jose in that aspect. Like, don't go down without a fight. And awesome. I add to that, I force my will upon people. So
true.
Awesome.
Orly's our cheerleader and our energy guru. He pushes everything forward. When we're all negative, Orly's like, no, yeah, let's do it. Got it.
Yep.
Very cool. So I expect another exclusive right here on the Kung Fu Driving Podcast. All right, Orly?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right. Absolutely.
Very cool. Very cool. Hector, talk to me, sir. What do you have going on?
Let's see. Well, I finished working with Johnny Bosch and Jason Narvi.
Cool.
Who working on a project with them, which now it's they're trying to, basically it's getting to the point where they're trying to figure out the budgeting to become either our feature film or a TV show, and to, I can't say, but to maybe a major network platform. And if that goes well, then it'll be really, really cool to be working on that. And of course, I worked with Jason Narvi and Johnny Bosch. And if for some don't know, that they were part of the Power Ranger show. Two of the main original actors from the Power Ranger show, Skull and Adam. Cool. And worked with them on another project called Arc Exodus. And that's also getting set up, from what I know, to go on a bigger platform. So that's pretty cool. And of course, always in meetings with some of these guys to do other projects, which you end up not being able to talk to about. But but yeah, I mean, I think 2022 for everyone, especially with us, all of us working together, is going to be a really good thing, as well as our other collaborative project people that we work with, as you know, from my YouTube channel friends, Carmen Ramen, Our School Dropouts, just an amazing set of people and team. I mean, between Art Films, Deviant Children, Swashbuckler Studios, Team One Take Action Design, like there's so much talent out there, and I just hope that we get to really express it to everyone that, hey, we all started down here, whether it's YouTubing, independent films, a little small short, whatever it is. And the only way, you rise up is when you rise up and you bring those loyal people with you And as those loyal people get with you, your group gets bigger, your project get bigger, and you can touch almost any genre of film or TV that you want to do and present it. And when the team is called, it's like Avengers Assemble, So, but in this case, it would be more like Six Brother Studios Assemble.
Nice.
Boom.
Awesome. Speaking of superheroes, Bobby Samuels, talk to me, sir. I'm a fan of your work. What do you have going on?
Well, as you saw, we got Shadow Fist coming out. I'm pleased to continue that saga. I've always been a fan of Shaw Brother films, so when the fans wanted more, I wanted to give them more. So I gave them 3 times as more this time. And shout out to Andre Duza, Raymond, all the cast. Pleasure working with them. Jugando con Fuego. Can't wait. I just finished a film with Bruce Davidson and Keith David, directed by Mike Sargent, brilliant director. Produced by Ian, forget Ian's last name, but great crew. That film is a horror film. It's not an action film. It's martial arts per se. I branched out. Working with Keith Davis was amazing. I'm fortunate today, through a good friend of mine and producer Oso, I was able to speak to Keith today, and we're going to be working on a new martial arts MMA film with Keith. So look forward to that. I just finished again 44th Chamber. That's coming out with director John Truey. Amazing director. I play a Shaolin monk. So I got a heavy plate, and I got a podcast starting soon.
Fantastic.
Speaking with a lot of Kung Fu Talk with Bobby Samuels. My first guest is Mark Houghton, Lau Leong's heir, and then we're going to be bringing a lot of Hong Kong stars to the show. So a lot going on. In addition to what I got going on with Six Brothers, and back in TJ in July, working with my niece again.
Amazing. Very cool. Nicholas,
oh boy,
last word with you, sir. Talk to me before I find out what else you have going on. Let's talk directly to the audience here and tell them what you want them to take away from Jugando con Fuego.
What do I want the audience to take away from Jugando con Fuego? I want them to take away the fact that they saw an action-packed thrill ride that has a little humor and a lot of heart behind it. And I also want them to take away from the fact that we not only did we put all of that in there and put our the highest amount of energy that we could into that, but we did it with the most minimal amount of resources you could possibly make a movie with today.
That's amazing. All right, well, now that Jugando con Fuego is behind you more or less, what do you have going on? What's next up for you? And is Jugando con Fuego 2 part of that list?
See, here's the thing. If I announce Jugando con Fuego 2, that means it's just like, well, we know what happens at the end of 1.
Right, exactly.
Well, I'm still definitely trying to get the movie done. We're kind of like in the later stages of post-production. We're going to be working on some visual effects stuff. Definitely got to work on our sound. We got to get a score in place. So I'm probably going to be working on that for the remainder of the year. Once I am done with it, once it's finally, and when we're ready for it, we're all happy with it, and it's ready to talk about releasing it, putting it on VOD, most likely. I will have like a few other ideas that I want. But there's an idea that happened a couple of years ago that I've been wanting to get done, and hopefully, not hopefully, because if I say hopefully, Orly's going to hit me.
Yeah.
We will get it done, and it was based on a short that I had made a couple of years ago, the one that caught the R4's attention in the first place.
Cool.
So that was going to be happening. We have a couple of other project ideas, the one that Orly had talked about earlier, that I won't spoil for you just yet, but it's going to be pretty awesome. And a bunch of other things. Just trying to get everything lined up. It's getting towards the end of the year. Holiday season's kind of upon us, so right now it's time to lay low, but January 2022 is when the ramp up will start up again.
Yeah.
Awesome. It sounds like 2022 is going to be an amazing year for all of you. So I wish you all the very best. Thank you all so much for
Thank you,
taking the
Jeff.
time out to
Appreciate
talk.
you, brother.
It's always great to have you guys and to see the action genre continue to get pushed in these directions by talented people and a whole bunch of talented people here gathering together to make something super cool. So I can't believe that we've been talking for an hour plus now. I would talk to you guys all night if I could. I want to wish you all the best for the holidays. Stay
Merry
safe.
Christmas, happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays to you.
And shout out to the audience and our fans. You know, I appreciate. I'm looking at everybody, and I'm just so amazed. For Sean Quiones, thank you, brother. I love you, man. Daryl Taylor, everybody. What is that? Different is beautiful is different. I know who you are. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Care.
Absolutely, absolutely. Best of luck in 2022. Best of luck for the rest of 2021. And guys, stay safe, stay strong, keep making amazing action. And I cannot wait for Jugando con Fuego. So keep going, guys.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Jeff.
Peace.
Jeff.
Take care.
Bye.